Well, shortly after the arrest, we interviewed one of Epstein's former friends from back in the 80s, the New York journalist and author Jesse KORNBLUTH, and he shocked us with an anecdote involving his fiancée at the time. How did you get to know Jeffrey Epstein back in the day?
We met at a party. He started telling me stories. He knew who I was, and he knew his stories were fascinating. They were stories about him as a bounty hunter. He would help people in America track down money stolen by dictators in Africa, and other times he would help those dictators hide their money. And I thought he would make a great subject, so I started to see him a bit. And then things got strange. He asked me to accompany him to a law firm where he was going to serve a subpoena. We went to this firm and he didn't get past the receptionist. It made no sense to me that someone who did the work he did was doing what a process server would do. And I lost interest in the project, but he did not lose interest in me. The night before I was to marry a woman he had met, a beautiful, talented writer, he called her at our home and suggested that since this was her last night of freedom, she might come over and have sex with him. She thought he was kidding, but he wasn't. And then, as my ex-wife reminds me, something else happens. Very soon after, a man representing himself as me started calling women asking for a date. Epstein was the caller. He didn't seem to realize he was calling friends of ours who got back to us and said, someone is impersonating you. The question, why would someone impersonate me? This sounds self-referential, but let me be brief. I was a star writer at New York Magazine. I had this fantastically talented, beautiful wife, and the most important thing of all, I was brilliantly educated at Harvard, and it's the Harvard thing that is the key to this particular story. Epstein was obsessed with Harvard. You can see photos with him in Harvard sweatshirts. He gave Harvard a lot of money. He courted Harvard scientists. And in some ways, one of the tragedies of Epstein is he was, a poor kid, didn't graduate from college. He was the little match boy, and he was desperate to be inside the elite. And the way he found to do that was by dealing with the sexual peculiarities of very important rich people and compromising them.
Are you saying, Jesse, that is his great ladder, if you like, up to the elite, rather than his brilliance as a financier?
There is no proof that Jeffrey invested a single dollar for anybody, maybe Leslie Wexner. But I think the trove of stuff that came out of his townhouse might contain the kinds of material that important people would not like to have publicized. And if Epstein raised money by informing those people that he had that stuff, then they might invest in his funds. That is the theory I find most palatable to explain how Epstein has a single dollar.
Right.